Peace family, it's Jay and Ernestine Morrison, your co-founders of the Legacy Center
and the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, and we are here at the Black House, locked in with the Atlanta Voice.
The Legacy Center is a 30,000 square foot commercial building that we purchased under the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. It is the first asset we purchased under the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, and we wanted to create a co-working space and a hub for education, for finance, for wealth, empowerment, for film, for media, and for entrepreneurs and small business owners to have a place to come and incubate their ideas, grow their businesses, create their own stories through film and television, and be the CEO of their last names. And we decided to put it in East Point, Georgia. We felt like we were spiritually led here, and come to find out, the city of East Point, 24% of the population lives below the poverty line, and all the resources and classes and courses and everything that we will offer right here at this hub at the Black House, aka the Legacy Center, will help boost the economy in this area. And being that this is the world's first Black-owned real estate fund, Black-owned and managed real estate fund, we wanted to be right in the heart amongst our people, amongst our community.
Yeah, and it was super important for us, representing over 9,600 investment partners in our fund. We have that many families and small businesses that have ownership and equity in our fund and in this Class A office space, which sits on this 2.6 acre campus in an opportunity zone. And so we were able to hit so many marks of what community empowerment looks like, what group economics look like, and we call our fund the Tulsa Real Estate Fund in the spirit of the historic community of Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that was burned down and bombed on June 1st of 1921. And so in the spirit of that Black Wall Street model, we have built the Black House and a fund that offers equity and ownership to our people.
And in the Black House, we have open co-working seating, open co-working desks. We have, when you're a member, you have access to a conference room, the O.W. Gurley conference room. We wanted to be sure and be intentional about paying homage to O.W. Gurley, the founder of the original Black Wall Street in what was then Tulsa Town, now Tulsa, Oklahoma. We have Spreading the Health Cafe. It's all about us being holistically well, financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and we are housing all of those elements that we're offering to our community right here at the Black House.
This is the headquarters of the new Black Wall Street.
Yes.
January 8th was the grand opening of the Black House, the Legacy Center, but it also marked the 6-year anniversary of the Jay Morrison Academy, which I founded in 2014, and we've now educated and empowered over 100,000 students. We made the Inc. 500 the last 2 years in a row, last year being top 10 educational companies in the country, and it's all about giving us the wealth education, financial education that most of us didn't get at home, that we didn't get in school, we didn't even get in college, where I missed, right? And so when it comes to second chances, when it comes to empowering the underserved and really the lower socioeconomic class, those who come from poverty, come from struggle, or those who are caught in the corner trap, the corporate trap, or the college trap, our empowerment, our corner classes, all of what we've done the last 6 years has mostly been digital or out on a road on doing, again, our corner classes, boot camps, and workshops. And so the Black House kind of ties into, now we have a headquarters, a training center for our curriculum. We've tied in Legacy Center Financial Group, where we offer tax preparation now, life insurance. One has career opportunities to be a life insurance agent or tax preparation, tax preparer, but we also offer those resources to community members. So now you don't have to go to an outside firm to get your taxes done. You don't have to go to an outside firm to get life insurance, to get credit services, to get business funding. They're all offered here virtually, online, or in person here in Atlanta Metro, right at the Black House. So all our grassroots Jay Morrison Academy efforts of empowering through education, that's what got me out of the corner trap in 2005. I left the streets of Newark, New Jersey, to get into real estate as a first-time homeowner and investor, and then mortgage professional. And then over the last 15 years, I've been able to build up a multi-million-dollar empire of real estate and business assets based off the things that I've learned. And I want to give those back to those, again, who came up like me, or can relate to how I came up in regards to living below the poverty line, Section 8 kid, welfare kid, high school dropout, at-risk youth, 3-time felon, non-college educated, but can still make it, right, in this world of entrepreneurship and real estate. And so I know that if us who are underserved can make it, and we know in our community not everyone is poor or underserved, then those of us who have more resources or more education, then we too have an opportunity to elevate economically. And so if we all have access to this information, we believe that we all can climb and take control of our destinies, and again, be the best CEOs for our last name.
Absolutely.
Legacy.
Well, we've just completed phase 1 of the building, which encompasses the co-working space and the Legacy Financial Group. All of our financial services will be offered. And we're really excited about phase 2, which will extend our co-working space. We'll be able to house more members, and will be launching our greenlit studios. There'll be content creation spaces in the back. So we, as storytellers of color, women storytellers, directors, producers, actors, writers, can create our own content, control our own narratives. We'll have a green screen, a psych wall, podcast room for us to be able to control our media, as we historically have been the most entertaining group of folks in media. Now we'll be able to control the production companies and control the networks and create our own network and narrative.
Yep, and that will kind of round out our phase 2, including our flex space, which will have like kind of assembly space for all purpose kind of activity. During our grand opening, many of you who came or witnessed it saw us hold, everything from tours to life insurance classes to tax classes to vision board parties all throughout the building. Yeah. We use the space. God told us use this space. We have 30,000 square feet that's owned free and clear, no mortgage, with over 9,600 partners, right, of equity. But and in that phase 2, we also did an all-black kickback and turn up. Yep. It turned into Club Black House one night. Yep. So, owning your own gives us the ability to really take control of our destiny. And really a phase 3 for us is not what we do here, but how we scale this Black House model, this Legacy Center model around the country. And it's our vision to have these legacy centers in all the metropolitan areas and urban areas across the nation, where we can give ourselves access to resources, content creation, mentorship, business incubation, funding, all that, all in one ecosystem. So that's the big vision.
Yeah, and we're really excited that being that we are in Georgia, which is a film capital, a film hub now, and just being 2 miles from Tyler Perry Studios, all of the content creation space that we are going to offer to not only do our own productions, but allow other production companies to come in and film. We've already shot 2 productions here, Hip Hop Holiday, that was aired on BET a few weeks ago. Part of that film was shot here, a film called Open, starring Essence Atkins, directed by Cassie Beatles. Part of that film was also shot here. So expect a lot more content coming out of the Black House.
Yeah, and I stand corrected, not just a national initiative and campaign here. This will be a global enterprise. And
Absolutely.
So we can offer Legacy Center and resources to our entire community throughout the diaspora.
Yep.
Right? And all those who, again, it's not just for Black people. Anyone is invited, everyone is invited, but it certainly is with a focus on repairing and recovering our people and those who support the recovery and repair of our community.
Absolutely. Well, originally, we were looking for spaces to do co-working space for artists and film production studios. So we looked at many, many buildings before landing on this one. And we had a realtor at the time that we were working with, Black woman realtor, who did a lot of diligence and a lot of work looking for buildings and spaces for us to house this co-working space and this media space. And we were led to East Point. And I literally remember driving up to the building and just feeling so spiritually led. And then as I was familiarizing myself more with the city of East Point and how 24% of the population lives below the poverty line, and how a lot of our community, Black and brown folks, live right here in East Point, Georgia, I knew that this is one of the spaces that we had to be in and where we had to start. It was very, very spiritually led. And when my husband came and looked at the building and our team evaluated it, and it was really perfect. We got a great deal, and we knew that it would serve our audience and serve our partners, our investors, and serve our company. And the most important thing was to serve the community.
Yeah, that's the interesting part and the uniqueness of our fund and kind of the tightrope we walk, is that things have to make sense from a purpose perspective and
Yes.
spiritual perspective, because that's the nature in which we operate out of.
Yes.
But we are a real estate fund,
Yeah.
and it has to make sense from a financial perspective. And so a few things financially or economically that made sense for this asset. One is that it sits in an opportunity zone.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with opportunity zone legislation, it offers opportunity zone funds the opportunity for a tax discount of up to 10% over a 5-year hold of an opportunity zone asset through opportunity zone fund, and an additional 5% tax discount of another 2-year hold. So in 7 years, an opportunity zone investor can have a tax coupon of 15% off their taxable income. And if they hold that asset over 10 years, any future income is totally tax deferred, right? So we, as a building, sit as an incentive for opportunity zone investors, right, here in the East Point community. As my wife mentioned, the poverty line and the poverty stats here in East Point per rata is number one in violent crimes in Georgia, per capita, person for person, which was another reason why we needed to be here. And when our offices essentially were in Buckhead, right? And we all know Buckhead is a more upper echelon area of the Atlanta metro. But most of us don't know, back in 1912, Buckhead was actually founded by Africans in America and was called Johnsontown before the land in Buckhead was stolen. And so, it meant a lot for us to be in an area that was centrally located for our community. But as we found this building and negotiated this deal, we bought this building with over $400,000 of equity in it the day we bought it.
The day we closed.
And so, from a campus perspective, size perspective, opportunity zone, and the ability to lease out this space and improve this space to a Class A office building, it all made sense spiritually, financially, and all that.
Absolutely. There are many, many messages and narratives that we want people to take away from the Legacy Center. I would say that the first thing we want anyone to know is that we did this with 9,600 partners. That's first and foremost.
Group economics.
Group economics.
In real life.
When they say Black people don't unite, I would say look at the Legacy Center at 3015R in Martin Street in East Point in Georgia, and we will show you that Black and brown people indeed do unite. And there are 9,600 partners who can attest and say that they are co-owners in this very asset that we are sitting in right now. So that's first and foremost.
Yeah, I would really piggyback that to say it is the proof, right? And so it means so much more to us than just this building or just our fund, because our mission is about, again, the repair, the unity, recovery, and economic justice for our people.
Absolutely.
And I would say social, political, and economic justice for our people. And so for us to have something to look at in our generation that reflects us, right? The Black House reflects us. The beautiful Treff flag hanging on the lawn, our Founders Wall with over 8,600 investors in our foyer of our Founders Wall, to have a fully upgraded space that we all have ownership in, but to take it just past this building, and again, to the point of showing our unity in real life, like what that looks like, getting past the collection plate, donations, Kickstarters, GoFundMes, right? We've only participated in cooperative economics through donations and philanthropy. We've never really done it in the last 100 years since Marcus Garvey in 1919. Have we actually equitably, meaning everybody having ownership, come together on a mass level? And we say it not to say hurrah to us. We say it to say if 9,600 plus of us can get together and raise $8.4 million and not only own this asset, but own a 98-unit apartment complex in Macon, Georgia, fund 6 minority developers throughout the country, 2 Black women on 7 units, 14 units in apartment complexes throughout the country. If we can come together with just 9,600 of us and do such trailblazing work, what could 42.5 million of us do if we get out of our own way, get on the same page?
Absolutely. Black Wall Street did not die, and there will be multiple Black Wall Streets throughout this nation. And when you look at what O.W. Gurley and J.B. Stafford and Simon Berry did with Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then you look at what we're doing here with the Legacy Center, not just we've doing, but what we've all done here. Do we have a Black business owner here doing fresh juices and smoothies? We have another Black businesswoman upstairs who's offering taxes and credit and just everything that we are going to be
contractors,
offering.
The Black
Black realtor,
vendors,
Black contractor, Black project managers, our Black architects.
Engineers.
Yes. We are
jobs created.
We are sending the message that Black Wall Streets are not dead, and we have resurrected the spirit of all the Black Wall Streets across the nation, and we will continue to birth more Black Wall Streets around the world.
Yep, and I must mention the Honorable Marcus Garvey, who also was a big inspiration in the UNIA. They were the first group of Africans in America to raise capital together. They raised $800,000 back in 1919 for the Black Star Line Company, in which Marcus Garvey then went and bought ships to do import-export to Africa of goods, and also import-export people, bring us back to Africa, and that was sabotage. And so we know what happens with history, with our greatness, and so we thank everyone for their support in it. But this building should make all of us proud, whether you're a Tulsa Real Estate Fund partner or not. It's something that we did together. We did it in a matter of less than a year and a half.
Yes.
And it is a proof of Black excellence in real life.
Yeah, absolutely.